All right, here we are again, live, 33 days out till the fun begins. I finally figured out what this dock strike is all about, or longshoreman strike is boiling down to. The news don't report what the hell is really going on. Okay, and this is something that came back a few years ago. They were complaining that companies were taking over the ports here in the U.S., running the ports themselves. And these companies were based outside of our country. So a lot of people said, well, that's no big deal. That's, normal and all this other shit. And it's kind of like when foreign entities come and buy companies here in the U.S. One place I worked for, Chicago Pneumatic, they made air tools, and it was kind of part of the military industrial complex. I guess they were the only company that supplied pneumatic tools to the United States government. Okay. And I forget, it was 2 square miles was the roof on this factory that was formed there in the 40s or 50s and employed people. And you made a good wage there. You had a benefit package. When I worked there, medical, they told me, and they had a nurse's station there with 2 RNs on duty at all times. They could take chest, if you needed a chest x-ray, they did it in the building. They had a little miniature, they called it a first aid station. It was, on par with an emergency room. They told me, you go to the doctor, tell us, we'll give you forms, you fill them out. That was it. There, you didn't pay nothing at that time. It's going back a ways, but there's no copay, no nothing. Okay, you just went to the doctor, submitted the forms with the bill, brought the bill to them, and it was taken care of. You got paid a comparable higher wage depending on what department you worked in. And I knew a lot of guys. That was the one place they did something. The union and the employees got to vote, and they did something with the pension that them fellas got their pension payments, instead of changing it around where they got screwed. That was the last of it. I couldn't have worked there by the time I got out of the service net. Within 10 years, it was gone. But a foreign entity, Sweden or something, bought the place. Okay, and they had machines from the 1920s in there doing stuff, all the way to the most modern CNC machines. And when them Europeans come in there and see that shit, they start changing over everything. Okay, that's the one thing. With Glock said that, man, we just put all brand new factory, all modern machinery. All right, we got Tim Black, Sean, Joel, and Megabit. Hey, man, I'm glad you made it. You got a hot spot? All right, good. Things still bad down there? I know that one girl I knew, her parents live out there somewhere. 2 of them took a couple SUVs and tried to get up with loaded with water and stuff and everything. I don't know if she got back or not. I'm not going to go down into town today to go see, but the donations and things here have been going on. And, hopefully, I know it's hopefully, but from what I've seen on the damage, they're not going to repair this anytime soon. I mean, it's massive what's happened out there in that part of the state. And if we get any more storms, all right, cash only. See that's why, you know, like I said, we're sitting there and you hear storms coming in. Okay, yeah, it may get bad. Yeah, I may lose power and that. But now we lost, a good section of the state is in ruins, and they still don't know how many people are missing or passed away, did they? And for the people that everything's electronic, you know, I do it myself when I go out in town. Everything's with a debit card, gas, friggin' stuff. Uh, the bars, you might as well just run a tab and pay them. Yeah, Joel, that's what I was saying. Now you got this. Like this is a drain. They're closing. You got these storms. You got a disaster area. They're closing the. Oh, what I got. Well, you got the storms. You may have another one on the way. Now that they're doing this stuff with the strike, okay, and the reason for the strike is because these foreign entities want to control, or these businesses, which there is no law against it, want to automate the ports. And Charleston was listed there, and I was stationed in Charleston long before there was a port there when there was a naval base. And there's some kind of chicanery with the damn mayor that he was hiding in Bolivia or Argentina or something, and what to do with the property of the base and all this other stuff and the mismanagement of the city itself. And then they put this port, and it's small. It was in between the ass end of the base where I was, the maintenance facility was towards the bottom on the Cooper River. And really, there wasn't nothing there till you got down to the U.S. Customs House down there before you hit the harbor itself. And they built this port separately when I drove down there. They built this port in there, and there's two cranes, I believe. It's not huge, but it's a port. Okay, it's a port, and I was there on a Monday morning on a weekday. It was not a holiday. Okay, and there was no activity there. Nothing was moving. No people. No nothing. I mean, who the hell builds a port? You know, and puts it there. So these guys are complaining that what they're going to do is they're going to get wiped out from their pay, their pensions, their benefits. It's one of the last higher paying working class jobs. And another thing I noticed when I drove around in Charleston, where we lived off the base, we lived in middle class neighborhoods and areas and that, servicemen, whatever. All that crap is gone. Where I used to rent a trailer or something down by the trailer parks, down there I was driving there, and I mean just driving down the streets, and everyone there was staring at me and looking at that. And I mean it is terrible. Where I used to live, in the daylight driving through was dangerous. You know, and all these companies that close, yeah, aerospace. I was in the aerospace industry myself, okay? And like I said, up home we had several places made air tools. We had Utica Drop Forge, made hand tools, and that ended up becoming Kelsey Hayes or something. That place is still there, but they went from where you were making $18 an hour back in the 90s. They did a contract in that, and now it comes down where you were working for $8 an hour. Now, if you didn't like that, you could quit, but you lost your pension, you lost all that. And there were some guys you just had to sit down and take it, you know. So now nobody's making money. But going back to what he said about cash for everything, that's another thing. You know, who the hell keeps large amounts of cash around? Because you figure out, well, what would it take to get gas, buy groceries or something, even for a week, say a week, okay? And then you go, yeah, ATM's out of money in 5 minutes. Yeah, because nobody carries cash no more. Nobody likes it. So when you got no power, and that happened to me, and you need to put gasoline in your car because you're under a quarter a tank, okay? If you ain't got some money, you're screwed. That's why me and the wife, one of the plans we had, regardless of this, because we knew things were going to get insane here. And that's why this countdown, okay? Because we had computer glitches, all right? We didn't have a hurricane, we had computer glitches where nothing's working. Went down to the club and they tell me the computers are out. That's when they canceled all the flights and everything. The computers are out. You got to pay cash because nothing works. Nothing to take your card. TV don't work. All this. Um, you're just talking about a disaster that caused this. Well, what happens if between now and whatever, you get this computer glitch? Some people couldn't access the money in their bank. It's a disaster. And then you got all of this is coming to a head. You need money. Yeah, I mean, I've done the same thing. And like you said, yeah, can't eat my silver and gold. I mean, that stuff's an asset. But try going out in the middle of this and trying to sell it or get somebody to take it. Okay, they're not going to. All right. That's another thing about it. It's nice to have. And when I had it, I liquidated it, but I had to do it over time and myself to get the most money out of it. And the way I did it, selling it on eBay, I can't do anymore because they charge 13%. Back then, it wasn't that high. Okay, it wasn't that much back in 15 years ago. They changed it now on eBay where you better be making like 200% over what you got in it by the time you finish paying everything. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's all snowballing up towards this. They're already talking to conspiracy people, a black swan event or something that they're planning. But we got two more storms out in the Atlantic. I think 10, 20 days out. They have no idea, but if for some reason one of them veers in and they're looking maybe the other side of Florida getting hit, uh, that's not going to be good. Not for us in North Carolina, at least. Then again, you never know where the storm's going. Now you got this strike, which is kind of throwing a monkey wrench, like a lot of people said. Uh, you know, where how much food is brought in, but there is food that is brought in. There is alcohol, and they do have frozen food. Like I said, a lot of the fish and meat now be in reefers. We call them reefer ships, and they did show up on a constant basis. I remember in the port of LA, they were there. Like my wife said, the salmon we eat that we buy in the store comes from Norway, salmon farm. Okay, yeah, the banks are not going to give you cash for metals because the banks don't deal in that or buy it. Okay, that's another thing. I see on YouTube these people, showing off this pile of silver. One guy, I calculated it, was $85,000 worth of silver. Okay. First of all, trying to carry that is a pain in the ass, and turning that into money is another. Okay. It ain't going to be done. All right. And what you're dealing with out there, ain't nobody going to take precious metals. You know, you might be able to trade water or food or something for something, but sure as hell ain't going to be that. Ammo flying off the shelves and box and local gun stores. Yeah, I guess they said something about looting. That one girl that went out there, her parents were out there, and they were trying to get to them, go check on them, and she wanted her parents to come to Greensboro. She said, I'll come out there and get you, pack some clothes, I'll take you here to Greensboro. They said, nope. I guess they said looters. They're afraid whatever they have, they're either their house property or their I don't know if they got a shop or something. It probably just their house and property. They're afraid looters are going to come, ransack, damage the houses. Okay, if you use Bitcoin, vendors will buy your Bitcoin for cash. Okay, I kind of don't know how it works when you need groceries and gasoline. Okay, and like he was saying, the ATMs were out of money in 5 minutes. Okay, it's not that the ones that had power wouldn't work, it's just nobody where you're buying food, gasoline, and stuff uh, have anything, other than cash, and most people do not carry cash. Um, yeah, so that's a problem. I guess is looting a problem out there, Megabait? People were mumbling about it, but nobody really got into details. And it's bad enough these people are worried about their relatives. I'm not going to ask them about it. But is that why the ammunition's flying off the shelves or what? Oh, okay. Yeah, Spectrum sucks. Uh, I was asking, is looting a problem out there in the storm area? You said ammunition was flying off the shelves. Uh, I was just curious. Like I said, I heard from the one girl that was going out there to check on her parents, the reason they wouldn't leave is because of the looting. And I was wondering, since you're out there on the edge of this, you mentioned the ammunition being bought. Is looting a problem out there? Yeah, I guess they said something that the government ain't got no money to send for the victims here. All right, same here. Heard on the news of looters. All right, got to wait and see. He says he's breaking up out there. He's in a hot spot. I don't know if he's got power at his house or not, or he doesn't. Probably the internet isn't or your Wi-Fi ain't up. But yeah, it's getting crunch time. This thing with the ports, number one, is going to throw things off. But what they're going on strike for, and what it is they're going to eliminate their friggin' jobs. Okay, so now you got people uh, that their livelihood is gone, and I face this. It happened to me. At 15 years in place, and then they tell me, well, we're not paying your medical insurance or nothing no more. Pull this shit where they lay you off for 6 months and you come back as a new employee after I worked there for 15 years. But that date, they tell me you are a new employee. Okay. So instead of getting another year and getting 4 weeks paid vacation, it would take me 7.5 more years to get 2 weeks vacation, which under the old system got in 2 years. Okay. And I didn't even know about the medical. Because I was unemployed, I went to the VA. I was going to see a VA doctor. My health wasn't that terrible. So I was sticking with the veterans uh, thing. But see, then again, the category I'm in, if I go to work now and they changed it and they offer me health insurance, okay, I wasn't in the war. I didn't sustain an injury, service related injury. And even the people that were veterans from the Gulf War, uh, if it's not a service related injury and they're young, if your company offers you health insurance, they don't treat you. Okay. Uh, 60 billion. That's true. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about undecided. I've noticed a lot of people, even when they do these polls, they're asking who do you vote for. A lot of people refuse to say anything. It's kind of like we're living in some kind of bizarre fascist society where people are afraid of retribution. It's like I got a Trump sign on my lawn. There's nobody else in this development anywhere around that has any sign. My wife said, I noticed. We're the only ones with a political sign in our yard. Okay. She goes, I think people are afraid of, retribution or retaliation or, you know, as a surprise. Yeah. But it's strange. And a lot of people will not answer one. And a lot of people don't, nobody wears t shirts. I got my Trump hat, my Trump t shirts. Nobody wears any kind of political thing one way or the other, at least where I go in public, which it's, yeah, see, now you're telling me something here. Okay, you're afraid of vandalizing, vandals. Okay, because if you put that up, you're afraid of retribution, kind of like back in Nazi Germany. All right, you know that's what this country's frigging come to with this bullshit. Well, it's on that side, on whatever side. I don't really see people ripping down Harris signs or that. It's always they're attacking Trump signs. Okay, I mean the only thing was this one crazy redneck at the flea market used to go get Hillary Clinton signs and he'd put them behind his table like a carpet and stand on them. That was about the only thing I seen. Yeah, okay. See, now somebody's being honest here. You sound like my neighbors. They're just quiet people that don't need no bullshit or wanting their kids harassed or anything. So everybody's just like quiet. There's nothing one way or the other. I'm the only person that has a political sign in the yard, okay, of any type. Because we got a governor's race. You see some signs for him, Robinson. Uh, and the local people with the local politicians, you'll see signs for local, like on a county level or state level or something. You always see political signs, you know, but nada, nothing. Yeah, I mean, if you ain't voting, you got problems. I mean, in my state, they have early voting because when we went through this before, there was some legislation that came up. Where I live out in the county, and what I have to do is where I live, I have to go out by this one highway, and there's a church there, and that's where we used to vote at this church. I'd say it's about 3, 4 miles away. I drive out there, and that's when we first moved here. We used to vote there. Now they said in North Carolina we got early voting, this and that. So me and the wife, we get out of work, we'd eat dinner about 5, 6 o'clock, whatever. Right, the polls closed at like 7 or 8, but or we'd skip dinner and just go right when we got home from work to get there, and we'd go vote. And when we first moved here, we'd drive to this church. It was always a little spot. It wasn't a big place. It was small, and we go in there. They had us registered, sign the thing, go vote, and go home. No big deal. Until they had a controversial law they were going to pass. And I mean, we went there, and the way this place is, it is kind of it's a secondary highway or something. It's a main road. There's a long driveway in the church compound. We went there, and the cars were out on the road. We would have had to park and walk to get in. And I think one time after that, we didn't vote because we couldn't get in. We went there another time and specifically got out of work early. And they came back then, you had your printed ballots. Well, if you got, say, you got 5,000 people in the area that can vote, but only 1,000 or 1,200 show up every time, you're throwing away all these ballots. Why the hell order them? So they probably ordered 2,000 ballots. And then next thing you know, 4,000 people show up to vote. And they told us we ran out of ballots because we take a paper ballot and feed it into that weird ass machine is how it works here. Okay. So now, if for a couple weeks before election day, you can go vote early, and you go to the civic center down in this town. It's 15-minute drive. You take your time, you go there. It's big, and they're open all day long until 7, 8 o'clock at night. 3, 4 days out of the week, you go down there, you take your time and vote. Now, some people say early voting is bad or whatever. But we do cast our ballot. And also, I looked up the machines that they use in my state. They're not the ones that had the controversy in the last presidential election. Well, we got a lot of American flags. I had one till the wind kind of ripped it off the side of the house. So we really ain't got a place to put one or a flagpole. But yeah, really, hopefully you get more of a turnout because I forget what people said it is. Only at the most they ever had is 60% of the people eligible, and usually it's down to about 35 to 40% actually show up. And this is a problem, uh, because like you're talking to longshoremen. I had to bust my ass working 10, 11 hours a day, 6 days a week, okay, just to make ends meet or just to hold my own because they don't pay you shit. And, companies come and go in manufacturing, okay. And I got caught to where, I was in my 40s. And once you get knocked out, forget it. You're not staying nowhere. There's nowhere stable. I must have worked in 10 years. I think I worked for 7 different companies, and like 3 of them no longer exist. Okay, in the past 20 years. Okay, that I've been here. So yeah, it's a problem. And what's going on now, like, like somebody kind of validated that. Me and my wife were saying, why don't people do this? And it's not that you got supporters from another side or something, but she goes, I have a feeling that people are afraid. People are afraid of some sort of retribution or some sort of vandalism, violence towards you because of one political side or the other. And yes, an American flag. My wife works in a school. She cannot wear, they told her she was wearing a cap or something with an American flag on it. And they just about told her, you got to take that off. You can't wear it. And the thing is, well, there was an incident in my county. My wife doesn't work in uh, our county, she works in one a little bit farther away. A kid went to high school wearing a t-shirt with an American flag on it, and they sent him home. They said you can't do that, and that kind of caused an uproar because the county I live in is somewhat conservative. Uh, that created an uproar, and I've heard stories that Christmas comes, and I don't care what religion you belong to, all kids love Christmas. Okay, I don't care who they are. You can't tell me, that religious indignation or whatever. All kids love Christmas. They did this stuff, no Christmas, no Christmas tree, no nothing. Okay. Even the goddamn communists believed in Christmas. In Russia, they got Father Frost or whatever the hell his name is. Okay. Even the communists didn't persecute you for that Christmas. They take a day off from being assholes. Uh, well, the thing is, I don't understand how wearing an American flag, symbol of our nation, I'm going to get one draped over my coffin for my service, at the end of my days. How can that be considered you're not allowed to display that on an article of clothing in a public school? Okay, I don't understand this shit. You know, that's what I mean. It's insane. Okay, and like Christmas, then all of a sudden Thanksgiving becomes a racist holiday, and it's traditionally in this country, regardless of politics or history or whatever, Thanksgiving is the time that you spend with your family. It's like a family day. Now the communists got the same damn thing. May Day. May Day is a day you spend with your family. A lot of the people from Yugoslavia that lived around me. I remember they closed the bar down. The guy told me, bar's closed, man. My family's coming down for dinner, my cousins and neighbors, and that. He goes, place is shut. It's a private party. And that's a big thing. They believe in family. It isn't our Thanksgiving, but it's the same situation. Okay. And don't hold it against them. But to go and change tradition in that, and really, pilgrims, this, that, the other thing, politicized it. It's a day that you spend with your family here in the United States. Okay. And even people that emigrate here celebrate it, or somebody takes them to their house or something, you stay with your family and friends. Okay. It's not a matter of politics like Christmas. Okay. Christmas kind of existed long before they turned it into a religious thing. And Christmas basically is kind of like everybody has an understanding. You need one day a year where everyone just stops the nonsense. It's like a holiday for humanity. Okay. Just everybody just calms the hell down on Christmas, takes a breather, no matter what you believe in or whatever. But no, they got to make that religion, politics, and then you get everybody screaming and yelling. I remember when I was a kid, you wish people Merry Christmas. I didn't care what the hell religion they were. They didn't get offended and threaten to kill you because you said, "Hey man, Merry Christmas" or whatever. It's crazy. Back on off. Okay. Longshoreman friend said we're going into a long strike. The boss, yeah, because they're talking, they're talking about eliminating people's jobs, benefits, probably pay, wages, everything. Okay, that means you're gonna get. I've been through this shit. Okay, we didn't have a union. They just were getting government money. The only reason that company's still there because our two competitors weren't in on the deal, and they are gone. Okay, but they made a deal, and how they could do it is they had to lay half of the workforce off for 6 months and then call us back as new employees. So 20 of us got laid off, and after 6 months and 2 weeks, they called all of us back to work. Okay, and then they told you you're a new employee. I knew I was a damn supervisor in the friggin' place, for Christ's sakes. All right. So they go, oh, we're not going to cut your money, but it's going to take you 6, 7 years to get 2 weeks vacation and all this other stuff and everything else. And I had my application out online for 2 years nonstop in New York, and I would work 50 miles from where I live. And in all that time, I never got a reply. Okay, on a national job website. The minute we decided to leave, I added an addendum because we went, my wife got a job, we put the house up for sale, and we had to wait a few months. And we were going to move to North Carolina. I put there relocating to North Carolina, interested in work, and I told them the area. That phone rang off the hook. Okay, 3, 4 job offers a week from Maine, from Florida, from Washington State, because I said I'm willing to move, and the job offers come in. They're far flung to the four corners of the damn earth, and none of them were right where I was going. There was one, actually, I got offered a job in Asheville, but we're moving to Asheboro. Okay. So I could have had a job waiting for me if I were moving to the Asheville area. Yep. Thanksgiving, Santa Claus, last 4 minutes. Okay, 60% of trade past. All right. Doc strike. All right, but Megabait, I see you're back on. We wanted to know, is there a problem with looting out there? You said the ammunition was being bought off the shelf. Is there a problem with looting out in that area that was hit by the storm? But I don't know if prices are going up, not going. I have no idea what the hell is going on here. Yeah, well, that questionnaire is a strike about wages. Generally, when you have somebody buy a company, okay, they're talking about wages, and if you got a union, if they wish to automate the plant, there's got to be an agreement where, because two things happen. A, they're going to lower your wages and take your benefits, pensions, and shit away, like what happened with me. Okay, they pull this shit, they lay me off, they bring me back. I had 15 years in the company. Now they tell me you are a brand new employee. And they did this to get $6 million government funding to support the company. So what they did is laid half the employees off, because part of the deal to get the money is you had to hire so many new employees. Okay. Within a 2-year period to keep the money the government gave you. So what the asshole who was managing this company decided to do was take half of us, who he just picked who he didn't like, because I used to give him a lot of shit, and he laid half of us, 20 of us off. Okay. Some people didn't come back, but 15, he needed 15 new employees, and 15 of us come back as new employees. So he had it registered, submitted it to the government. I got my 15 brand new employees. You had to be laid off for 6.5 months. Okay. And for 6.5 months, I could not find another manufacturing job without losing 30% or 40% of my wages. Yeah, they did have some place that made medical equipment that paid you $1 over minimum wage or something, or a machinist. We got $2 over minimum wage because we were skilled labor. So yeah, unless you moved, you weren't working. Okay, so they'll do it two ways. They'll do something where if the new company comes in, you can keep your job, but they're going to cut your pay and benefits. Okay, number one, because this is all about somebody taking over these ports. Okay, and second factor is it's like Remington Arms had a deal. All these people on the manual machines that were in there and paid their union dues, when they had a new contract, those people in that process of making your guns, that's why your guns are shit, because they had people that would sit there and make all the little internal components the old fashioned way. Once these individuals reached a point, and there's a point where they would be forced to retire, okay? Once these people retired, and this is all calculated, then these jobs, the equipment they're running and everything were gone. Okay, that was part of the deal. This deal was made 30 years ago. They don't do that anymore. Okay, so probably part of it is they're going to come in there, cut their wages, and do something that way, number one. Number two, the automation. Okay, a lot of companies allow some people because, there's people there probably just need a couple years, okay, to be okay. And when they come in, I knew a guy that worked for Honeywell in Arizona or something like that, wherever the hell he was. But he worked for Honeywell, and he was 50. Now he worked there so long, but how it works in a defense plant, you have to be 55 years of age and have 30 years of service. So the magic number at that added together is 80. Okay, or 55 was the minimum, and you had to have, well, it'd be 25 years of service, 80, and you could go. Well, Dave got caught. They told him you got to retire under this new plan, or they changed something. And he goes, I'm only 50. I need 5 years to go to hit that 55 criteria. Sorry, man. They cut him loose. No pension. Or he said the amount the pension is because of that 5 years, a couple $100 a month when he turns 62 or 65 or something. So yeah, you're talking to work there all your life. Okay. You probably had 30 years in. Okay. And then to lose your benefits because they changed the company. That's what's going on here. I don't know the details, but I've been through this. I've seen this. And I only seen one person, one union rep saying, they're going to cut their pay, they're going to cut their benefits, dang, black and blue, and all this other stuff. And a lot of people, like I said, you're 5 years down in the wire, and you're losing it. Then they're going to automate it. So not only are you losing your benefits, they're going to eliminate a lot of jobs. Okay. There will be no jobs. It's like I said about the auto plants. They had a factory that built cars, had 20,000, 25,000 people working there. Now they put another one, okay, at the whole company, the whole plant, and only got 10,000 people employed there. or even less. It's just using that as a number. Okay, because automation, a lot of the jobs are automated. Okay, um, so that's what it is. It's about wages plus they want to automate and eliminate a lot of the jobs. So it's probably a two-pronged thing. Okay, Jill. So where did you hear this? The cops are telling people carry with safety off, and they'll come to pick up the bodies for you. All right, is this true? Where are you hearing this from? Okay, because I'm asking one guy that's down there in Hickory, and he's not answering me. Okay, you're hearing it from North Carolina. From who? From somebody that's living there? All right, yeah, but when you made the comment about the ammunition, Megabait, is there looting going on? That's only. Let me look. It's not, or am I mistaken? Do, 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 do. Money overseas. I know, like I said, that one girl told me that there's looting. Uh, oh yeah, you said it. Ammo flying off the shelves in local gun stores. All right, not in Hickory, but somewhere um, further in where it's more isolated. Is that what the is where the looting's going on? Because the girl that drove out there, I don't know how they were getting there, how they knew to get where her parents were, but she said they're cut off. They got no power, no water. So they're bringing them stuff, and she wanted her parents to come back with her. Okay. There's actually two vehicles went out there and it had about four people in there. They're going to go up to where her parents were and bring them water and food and stuff. But she said they won't leave because of the looting. And she was already upset. And I wasn't going to question her about, you know, exactly what the hell she's talking about. But she did say that. She goes, my parents are afraid of looters. And someone goes, oh, yeah, I heard about the looting and all this other stuff. Uh, just wanted to know how bad it was. I mean, not in Hickory. Okay, I understand that because I think you can just about get to Hickory, can't you? I think that's the point where you can't go past or get out there. And I don't know who's going there or how they're doing it, but all the churches, veterans posts, stores and bars, they have an area you just come in and drop off a case of water, food, whatever. I mean, the one veterans post, they filled the back room up with stuff. I mean, there's about a 15-foot U-Haul trailer full of stuff in that room. They stacked it all up. There's a lot of stuff being collected everywhere. Uh, but of course, nobody's mentioning nothing about that, or I haven't heard that. Of course, we haven't been watching. And like I said, the news did not get out. And I had family, friends, and everybody calling me all this week to ask me, how I was. And I said, well, I don't live in that section of the state, but it wasn't until like Tuesday that they realized that things were that bad here in the national news wise that it got out to. Well, got time for a poll. Okay, gonna ask you guys. Got a new question in the poll here, just out of this. Do you have a supply of cash, ammunition, water, and dry food? You know, just in case something happens. Uh, I did. My wife and me started it. The computer glitches are the ones that scared us. Not so much a natural disaster or civil unrest. It's when they said they're updating these computers and they cancel the flights. You can't get money out of your bank. The internet's down, whatever, you know. And yes, local stores, we went to them, the internet was down and you could not pay with a card. Okay, if you went in there, you had to pay them in cash, which, as we are seeing, most people do not. Very, very few people I know, you know, when I'm sitting there in the club or the bar or whatever, just about everyone's given a card because it's easy. Okay. You sit there, you have a few drinks, you order something, buy your friends a drink, and then, you know you're not spending whatever, and you pay with a card. Okay. And so you don't carry cash. I don't. I got in the habit of doing it. I used to. But then you got change, you got this, all these bills, ones, fives, 10. You go to some places, and when I go to the convenience store, gas or even groceries, we don't bring cash to pay for groceries. My wife just goes, gets the shopping list, and the debit card goes in, and we just do it instead of trying to shove the money into the cash register. Let's see. Okay. Strike about, okay, when the cops are right. On table, 70% raise over 5 years. Hmm. Unless they're underpaying them. North Carolina. Ingles is mob now. Ingles grocery store. Not in Hickory. Okay. Charlotte News in the mall here filming. Oh, okay. So Charlotte. All right. The news is out there looking. Hickory Airport is very busy now too. Loud. All right. So you got to. It's got to be a small airport out there. What information is that? Well, I mean, is it somebody that's living there? Because I have not heard that. I have no idea what's going on there. And like I said, it's bad enough that any of the people that I know that do have family there, they're under a lot of stress. I'm not going to ask them if there's looters or violence or nothing like that. Not a lot of cash. Okay. Oh, that information we don't volunteer. Well, okay. That's what you're talking about, the poll. 77% over 6 years. That's just, well, it don't matter to me. I mean, I have a concealed carry permit. The sheriff already knows I own a damn gun one way or the other. But yeah, I mean, I always keep a stock of ammo. The ammo is no big deal. My wife, she's used to the fall of the Soviet Union where there was no food, so she's got freeze dried stuff or dehydrated canned things. Got a closet full of this. I never stopped there, you know, or bag of rice, spaghetti, and propane tanks. And all we need is some clean water, and you just boil something to eat for days on end. You know, stay alive. But nothing crazy. I don't have a bunker with 2 years supply of food or something like that. But see, the cash thing, I never really did. Okay, because anytime I needed cash, just drive down the damn street to the ATM and get all the cash I want. You never thought, not thinking about it, and normally not carrying cash, you know, all of a sudden, because you're not thinking. Now, the storm is one thing, okay, but that computer glitch, ain't no storm, ain't no hurricane coming, no foul weather, no political unrest, and all of a sudden, you go to a convenience store, I want to get some gas. Well, card reader don't work. You know, I do keep 40, $60 on me at all times, but not enough to go for a week. Not enough to fill two vehicles and go buy something to eat. And if you're out there with no power, nothing, or stranded for a week on end, that can be a problem. Yeah, I forget what they say. Some people say enough, I guess, for a week. Figure gas, but see, like groceries, what are you going to do without power? You ain't going to go buy, groceries. You ain't got no electricity, but I do have propane and some kind of heat source, you know, a propane stove, and heat water. Like I said, boil some spaghetti and that. And like my wife's even got paper plates and stuff. So we can just eat it, throw it in, eat off of it, throw it in the trash. So, if it is for a period of time, if you ain't got water or nothing, how you gonna wash your dishes when you eat on them? Well, the thing is, you always hear the story, even if somebody has a gun, okay, shotgun or pistol, they got 10 rounds of ammunition. They bought a box, shot most of it, got 5, 10 rounds. That's it. And these are the people that, oh, I might have to use it. And now they freak out and go running to get a box of 9mm shells. And unfortunately, sometimes when you do that, they've gone from $10, $11 a box to $80 a box. I mean, you should always have a little bit of ammunition. If you keep it inside the house, will stay for years. At least a couple boxes of cartridges, and you should be practicing. So you should go and use up that and then replenish it. I'm not saying you have to have 25 million rounds. I know some insane people. Of course, I'm at a gun show. This guy's talking. I don't know how much bullshit it is. He says, "Well, I got barrels, these drums that I seal, and I got 10,000 rounds of 9mm, 10,000 rounds of 38 special, 10,000 rounds of 45," and because people thought they would use that as money. And much like I hear here, I got my gold and silver, but the bank ain't giving me no money and nobody's taking it. So now you get to barter. It looks like barter ain't going on. Okay. Looks like they ain't bartering. So all these guys on these silver stacker and uh, things ain't taking it. No, yeah, I didn't ask. I still got my gold. Gold backs. 545 is set in Utah. That's what one gold back, $5.45. See if somebody take that for a $5 bill. Tell them it's an emergency. I'll go 450. I'll give you $1 back on it. Yeah, I mean that's true. You're right. forgot about that. I guess I'll find out soon enough when they start telling me they're out of stock. At least that way I'll figure out my doctor's line. Okay, here we go. FEMA says have 2 weeks of things put away. Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, like I said, the dry food, 2 weeks worth of it, yeah, it's going to be eating spaghetti or rice or something, or mac and cheese for 2 weeks. As long as you got the water, clean water to cook it with it. Um, 2 weeks worth of water. You have to get some kind of manual pump to my well. I was looking in it because they told me that, but the way the damn thing is, the lid's sealed. It's hard piped in there. I can't lift the cover off to get something down in there. But that's something I'm going to look into here. But yeah, 2 weeks. Money wise, yeah, money depending on gasoline. But see, in that situation, a disaster, you're not going to work. So, but if you need to get to a hospital or a doctor or something, yeah. But 2 weeks. So that's all right. That's good. Type 1, yeah, that's type 1. I'm a type 2 myself, and that's basically what I take the medication. But yeah, type 1, that's a whole different ball game, and that's pretty serious without your medication. Very, very serious. Type 2, like me and him here. Well, if you don't eat nothing, because you can't get to the store, that kind of helps. You make it. Depends how bad off you are, you know. I barter with people, but cost is double what I paid for it or no trade. I see. Fair Exchange Act. I don't accept cash in a disaster situation. Love everyone. Yeah, beans, whatever. I mean, it's something you can store dry and just boil in water. You can live off that for 2 weeks easy. Cause I don't know about that. Like they sell you mirror rations and stuff. I mean, they're excruciatingly expensive. And the last I heard in the Gulf War, if you don't drink a gallon of water with any of the meals, they dehydrate you and you get constipated and cause, about kill you right there. What people forget, you can go get money if you have foreign currency, is the airport, Thomas Cook exchanges. Okay, but how many people are holding foreign currency? I don't have any euros, be there or anything else. Well, let me see. I think I do have something. Just in case. Yeah, there it is. All right, what do we got? Pet Kuna. Oh, I got 5 Kunas. Where's this from? I forget where this is. Croatia? Here's where it says right there. So whatever that's worth, I got it, man. Got a 5 spot. I don't know what they'd get you. Yeah, this ain't got nothing written in English on it. So this wasn't ever meant to leave the country. I forget who went to visit back home. I think the woman was from Croatia or somewhere where they were down there going through and brought me that. Yeah, iodine tablets because you never know uh, terrorism or that. I don't know if we got any nuclear power plants close by. I know they are in Tennessee, but I don't know if we have any in this state. If they do, they ain't close by. A few euros and a peso, yeah. K103 for nuclear, right? And what is K103? The type of medication? I really don't know much about that. We did it in service and that other stuff. All they did was give you a dosometer, and when it reached a certain level, they wouldn't let you back inside the ship again. That's all I know about the. I don't know if they gave us medication for it. They did. If they did, I don't remember. I should put that away. My gold back. Yeah, so I see. Accept cash, but costs double what you paid, so 100% profit. Potassium iodine. Yeah, little black medallions. I think I tried taking one. They had cereal in it. I wanted to keep one as a souvenir, but I don't know whatever the hell happened in that thing. But so yeah, so wonderful. Looters running loose. I don't know. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at the poll. How many voters we got? 11 votes. That's just about everyone. Yes, 82%, and 18% no out of 11 voters. All right. So that's pretty good. I guess it's like I said, you know, you never know. You know, never expected this to happen with a storm. Uh, but what caught our attention is we kind of did it one time because of the ice storms, and we had some cash on hand, and it was sitting there. My wife goes, it's just sitting there. Might as well use it. And this was years ago. It's been years. So didn't do it, but then with that computer thing, I said, yeah, we can't get caught. I mean, you got the food under control. You know, I got enough, buying and selling ammunition and stuff. I got enough, when you really think of it, how many guns can you use at once? If you got enough for one, you know, and that's another thing. People buy a ridiculous amount of ammo, a few hundred rounds or something. What are you expecting? Human wave attack or something? Um, yeah, that's the thing. But, when you're caught off guard, like I said, you're not thinking about it. You know, like my 38 special, I shot up some ammo and I realized it. I went to take it out. I didn't have any ammo. I either got to go reload the damn stuff real quick, or I actually went somebody else. We bought some ammo. I got it sent to me, and I split the difference with them. And kept a few boxes. I always keep 1 or 2 boxes of factory ammo on hand for any handgun I got. Just in case. Now I'm kind of flush with shotgun shells, so I'm not worried about that probably for a very long time. Uh, but yeah, I mean, you get caught. Right, but 2020 ammo shortages, this is the difference. There was civil unrest. Okay, my eyes, damn allergies. There was civil unrest, and people went berserk. And the thing is, in 2020, you also had people, if you had any type of used gun to sell, whatever price you wanted, people bought it. I mean, shotguns, anything. I remember going in to a big box store, Sportsman's Warehouse, and it being completely empty. Academy Sports, which the gun department, man, well, it's all right. It ain't super huge. It isn't as big as Sportsman's Warehouse down the road. Sportsman's Warehouse was empty. Okay, just the guns they have on display are 5 times more than what was at Academy Sports. They were empty. The ammunition, forget it. It was all gone. And then they do this stuff at Academy. It was uh, 3 items. So 3 what? 3 anything. If you wanted 3 boxes of cartridges, 3. That was it. 3 items. And one of each type, 3 items. I forget what the hell Sportsman's Warehouse started off at. And I went in there and they had a sale on ammunition about a month or so before this happened. And they come in with a forklift and put pallets, a 9mm 45 in this pallets. And I did a video where I went in there. They had to have 10,000, 20,000 rounds of ammo in the aisle. Okay. Gone. Okay. Then for years, you're lucky to get anything. And I forget what their policy was, is 1, 2 boxes or something. And that's why I buy a lot of my stuff online. When a case comes up, I buy a case, whatever, 9mm 30 or half a case, whatever. Buy it, have it shipped. Okay. That way I can sit on top of it. Yeah, that's true, Walmart. But see, some Walmarts, for political reasons, like one close to my house, they won't sell guns. The ones in the rural things will. They do sell ammo, I think. But if you go to the one instead of Guilford County, if you drive down to Randolph County, that Walmart still carries guns. They got some rifles, some shotguns, and 22s. I think they don't sell any handgun ammo or something, is what happened. But the one on the west side of Greensboro, or the east side, yeah, east side of Greensboro, for political reasons, and because on Vice TV they showed where gang members can just walk in there when it was open 24 hours a day and buy a shotgun and ammo. Uh, there's some Walmarts in select locations that will not sell ammunition, guns, anything. Okay. Um, ammo price stability now. Yeah, I mean, I was just looking. I can go look. We'll go to Ammo Seek. Okay. Ammo Seek. And we were just going to go with something 9mm loop. I'm going to put the filter in so you don't get the ones that lower the price. Any brand, any grains, Seek now. Okay, and we're looking 12 cents a round, reloaded, 124 grain bullet. So $6 a box. Shipping's like a 5 or something. Let's do this. Let's go any brand. Let's look to get cheaper. Let's go 1,000 rounds. That's what I usually buy. Okay. So 1,000 rounds. Cheapest one at 19.5 cents. MagTech steel. Okay, that's steel. $195 for 1,000 rounds for steel cased ammo. I don't know about that. I never used it. But yeah, you're under $200 for 1,000 rounds. The shipping is 5, so they're going to burn you on the shipping. Okay. 7 brass. Okay, brass is 20 cents a round. Start getting into the brass 20. Some people are nailing you with the steel. And you go up to 2150, and you're looking at ZSR. I don't like that brand. MagTech, YTR. But you're looking for some of that ammo. Remington 22-1, and that is brass. Remington Range Mega Pack 115. So 22 cents a bullet. I mean, it's still out there. Yeah. So now's the time. Prices now shows you how bad the economy. Yeah, because I mean the stuff is low. Wanted me to show ID to buy a box of bullets. 68. Well, they may be told to do that, irregardless, or get fired. You have to remember that. Yep, that's true. A green box Perfecta ammo. I never used it. I've heard about it. I heard people talk about it. Man, my eyes fucked up. Anybody ever use that stuff? Because anything that says range and training, I tell you, or yeah, range and training ammo is, I have issues with it. Best thing to get is Blazer brass. I found works fairly well and isn't crazy. Let me tell you, Blazer brass. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. Bang. Blazer. Seek now. So we're going from 22 cents, 22.50, and free shipping, 23.5 cents. Free shipping. Outdoor limited. Okay. $235, 115 grain. General purpose stuff. But the thing is, you will probably be charged sales tax, so that kind of drives it up about 260. Okay, so 260. The hell was that? I had it here 260. So delivered with sales tax, you're looking at 27 cents a round. Still ain't bad. Which is 13.40 a box. That's with tax and everything. Which really nowadays ain't bad. It beats $80 a box. Let's see. And they enter your information, which license name number to connect you to it. Yeah, Walmart. Perfecta 357 was okay. I like tacos. Perfecta was supplied by Fiyoshi. Supplied. Is that like something where Fiyoshi sent the components and it was made here in the U.S. or something like that? Because a lot of that ammo, that's the way it is. Oh. Well, it's after 2, getting close to my hour and a half limit on this. Hopefully, I have a few more days. I can do some with the other software where I can post the thing up. But we had a good number of people, good discussion carrying on here, and getting some information out about what we've been hearing about all this other stuff. All right, silver's up to 32 and 8. All the markets are in the red. And that. Oh, made it to Fiyoshi plant. Yep. So I kind of, is that where them shotgun shells are made? Because like I said in my review, they're pretty crappy quality wise. But we'll see how it all goes. Yep. Well, let's do this. At least my back's better. I thought I was dying yesterday sitting in this chair. But we're going to probably wrap it up. I'll do it again tomorrow at 1. I'll keep trying to go through 1. Friday may be cut short because the wife's taking the vehicle in after work. So I don't know, whenever they're going to call, I may have to run out there to go pick her up after she drops the car off. But I can do it at 1 for an hour. So we're going to keep that during the week. And maybe we'll give me a day off Saturday, and we'll have our standard live 10 o'clock Sunday. And I'll see what the upcoming week we can get. I don't know if I'll still do afternoons or go back to mornings. I did want to go hit the range again. I should have went yesterday. Man, whatever. I'm retired now. Whenever the hell I get there, I get there. All right, but I'll try to keep you informed. We'll keep it going. 33 days. So let me look. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more weeks of this. Oh. Well, if you're all having fun, I'll keep doing it. So come back and stay tuned.